Yo, what's going on, y'all? This your man Marcus A. Brown. I just thought I'd do a 2020 recap real quick since this has been an interesting year for all of us, I'm sure. So getting straight into it, 2020, man. God damn. 2020? What the bruh? What in the whole government not happened to 2020, bruh? I will never forget this. God willing, if I live to be an old man, I will have lived a full and prosperous life to the best of my ability. I fuck around, be a little senile, be a little old, angry man with war stories, maybe a little demented, not remembering any of y'all names and shit like that. But listen to me, bro. If I don't remember anything else on my deathbed, the one thing I will remember is that the year 2020 was fucking dumb. I'ma probably still be saying that on my deathbed. 2020 was a fucking dumb year, G. You thought last year was dumb? No, this year was dumb. And I can only hope and pray that I'm not sitting up here giving this same rant again next year. But just to keep it 100, man, it wasn't entirely a bad year. It was just a lot of ups and downs, a lot of highs and lows. And at least for me personally, I'm not gonna sit up here and say that this year was entirely bad, because it wasn't. But I certainly cannot say that this year was entirely good, because it was not that either. Alright, now the year kicked off according to plan. My 2020 plan of the year was so lit. You feel me? Because I've had 2020 planned since 2019, bro. You already know, the baby steps now turn to big steps later, right? So my plan was to spend as much time with family and friends as I could. I shipped out to basic training for the Navy in January, so boom, I'm kicking off the new year with a new career, and I'm working on that 2020 beach body, because you already know we was up in the 10 counting it up, you feel me? Air chairing it up, go hydrate, all that good stuff, man. But I'm getting my beach body ready in the winter time, because I'm already knowing I'm gonna graduate boot camp in March, which would also be a 35th birthday present to myself with the 2020 body. What? Quit playing with me, G. I'm gonna get out that jam, an older man and a young man body. You gonna be feeling some type of way, because your girl gonna be looking at my little like, ooh, and I'm gonna slide on her. Short as hell, swole as hell, talking about, what up, shorty? Or if I'm in uniform, I'm gonna get that good evening, ma'am type shit. You talking about? From there, I go to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, aka Fort Lost in the Woods. You feel me? Do my little time there as an equipment operator, because that's my passion. Operating some equipment. I'm gonna be up in there Eastside crazy with the Hi-X, you feel me? Hey, whole time, no, Hi-X is cool, don't get me wrong, but out of everything we learn how to operate, I would have to say that loaders is my favorite. I just always wanted to operate a bucket loader, so I guess I could finally mark that off my bucket list, but I digress. After that, by me being a reservist, I would go back to the crib, work a little bit there, be like, hey, you know what, I think I'm gonna take me a vacation, you feel me? Get some more stamps on the passport, boy. So we back in the DI, Kalo K, fuck whoever mad. Come back to the crib, go to Costa Rica, got some people out there, got some people in Germany, might slide on my homie out in Dubai, might go to Colombia, go back to Brazil, you feel me? Got a little foreign bay out in Australia, you talking about, we out here, you know what I'm saying? I even got a little boo thing at the crib, if she act right, I might get her flued out with me, you feel me? So that was my plan for the beginning of the year. I was gonna go hard and put in that work in the winter and the spring season, pop out, make some videos, get tatted, do all that good stuff all throughout the summer, just enjoy my summer and shit. And come fall, I was gonna fall back in my books, you know, get back in school. I already knew it was gonna be crazy around the second half of the year, because it's an election year and that's always a mess. But depending on how that played out, I might bounce back and forth from here to DC, because I got some people out there that I might have to slide on. But besides that, I was just gonna kind of chill the rest of 2020, start planning my moves for 2021. Good shit, right? Man, 2020 must have been like, that's a nice plan you got there, young man. But fuck all that, bruh. It's 2020, bruh. You know what? Fuck what all y'all talking about. And the powers that be just start knocking everything off the table and was like, how about that? 2020. And that was 2020. Okay, but going back to the beginning of the year, January 8th, that's when I shipped out for boot camp, right? And by the way, if you haven't subscribed already, please check out my second channel, Red Pill Sailor. That channel discusses military content specifically, whereas this channel, the MAB Experience, is just that, my life experiences in general, and it's more of a variety channel where I talk about like music and vlogs and whatever the y'all talking about at the moment. But anyway, what I want y'all to understand, and why my perspective is a little warped, is when I left on January 8th, everything was relatively normal, alright? And I think y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to get this channel flagged or this video fact-checked by people that don't get fact-checked themselves. So everything I left was relatively normal. And when you go to basic training, you lose all communication with the outside world. with the exception of writing letters and maybe 1 or 2 phone calls just to let people know you're still alive. But the only people I was writing and receiving letters from was a very few of my day ones I could count on one hand. My OG, my mom, shout out to her, and 1 subscriber. Shout out to Mikey Rowland, man. Day 1 supporter, day 1 subscriber, a good brother, a successful brother, a red pill brother, and last but not least, an Army veteran brother. So he already know what that's about, not having communication with the outside world, writing letters at the taps. He already know that struggle. So again, shout out to my brother Mikey Rowland. Now, besides the letters I received and word of mouth about Kobe Bryant dying, because that was being talked about everywhere, I don't know what was going on in the outside world between January and March. So fuck with me real quick, because I want y'all to understand where my mind was at, man. When I left in January, everything was normal. I also want to say everything was normal in boot camp, alright? I got a normal boot camp experience. Quarantining was not a thing. The social distancing stuff was not a thing. We did have graduation, like everything was quote unquote normal. But from my perspective, it seems like right after graduation is when shit got weird. I literally felt like I was in the Twilight Zone, G. Like, where the fuck am I at? And what did y'all do with planet Earth? Cause y'all are tweaking. And I'm about ready to start smacking motherfuckers. I got out of boot camp right before they started going crazy with these travel restrictions and these lockdowns and the news scaring the shit out of everybody every day, talking about death. Cases. Stay at home. Stay safe. Stay away from people. We gotta close everything down because this is helping. This is great, right? No. I almost wanted to be like, this, put me back in boot camp. Cause I don't know where I'm at or what y'all doing right now. So from boot camp, we went straight to A school, and slowly but surely, that's when they started rolling out the different protective measures across the country. You know what I'm saying? Some cities and states had more restrictions than others, but by me being in the military, I'm kind of sheltered from all of this. I'm just on the outside looking in, or maybe I should say on the inside looking out. Like, what the fuck is y'all doing? Everybody wearing face masks because this is an airborne disease, and when I hear face masks, I'm thinking like gas chamber face mask, like what we just left at RTC or whatever. No, they talking about any piece of cloth will do. We just need you to cover your face and look like a clown with any piece of cloth. Any piece of cloth will do. But if you don't comply, then you're putting other people's lives at risk. Are you serious? And by this time I got my phone back. I'm calling friends in other countries. I'm talking to people back in Chicago. I'm like, they locking down Chicago. What's going on with the mayor talking about, man? She tweaking, like, what's up? People telling me like, nah, they ain't really enforcing it the way that the news make it seem. But to me, I don't like the sound of that at all. Whether they enforcing it or not, don't even talk to me like that, first off. Alright, because enough time has gone by for us to clearly see that this is not just some 7-day, 14-day, 30-day shit. Y'all constantly coming up with different policies and different protective measures. 1 minute, we need you to wear a mask. Next minute, oh, we fucked up. You don't have to wear a mask. Next minute, oh, we fucked up again. Put the mask back on. This time, we need you to wear it inside and outside. And we need to shut down any type of recreational activities, any type of outdoor or indoor social gatherings. And we need you to shut down all the small businesses. But you can't continue to give all your money to big businesses, right? Because that's not going to result in a huge redistribution of wealth, right? You can even do that from the comfort of your own home and have strangers delivering stuff to your house that you're going to pick up in boxes and bring into your house where you're quarantining. And we got it so good nowadays, this can all take place while you're waiting on your fast food that's been prepared by a restaurant that you didn't go to be delivered by another stranger that you don't know from jack shit, while you sit your fat ass on the couch and rot your life away. All of this in the middle of a fucking so-called pandemic. But you better not go see grandma. You better not celebrate the holidays. You better not celebrate the anniversaries and the special occasions with your bitch, because we told you so, because you a fucking sheep. We're also gonna need you to obey a curfew. What's the point of a curfew? We don't fucking know, but we need you to do it, because we fucking said so, because we're the government, bitch. And guess what? If everybody obeys the curfew, what are they gonna do? They're gonna be up during the daytime, overcrowding all of the same facilities that they otherwise would be in at different times if it was open 24 hours like it was in the first place. right? And we need everybody to stop exercising. Don't go to the gym. Don't go outside. Even though this is about public health, we need you to stay your bitch in the house unless you're essential. What is essential? That means you're important. And if you are more important than other people, wait a minute, we didn't mean to say it like that. If you are an essential worker, then we may coerce you to comply with these rules, or you just won't get paid. But we're not forcing you to do it. We're just saying that you won't be able to work if you don't do it. You still got a choice. Basically, that's the whole vibe I've been getting from these experts from day one. And another thing, bro, listen to me, G. I hate, and that's a strong word, and if I could think of a stronger word, I would use that shit. I fucking hate hypocrites, bro. I would never in my life ask another person to do something that I either haven't done or wouldn't do, or that I don't think is safe or it makes sense for them to do. Alright? So why the fuck should I listen to anybody that's enforcing rules upon me and others that they themselves don't follow? Fuck up out of here, G. I'll slap the shit out of one of these politicians. Real talk. My bad, G. I'm up here eating gum and checking my phone. I ain't finished though. So I graduate A school, come back home. Ain't no going on no vacation or none of that, because ain't nobody really traveling. Protests and riots and ish everywhere in the middle of a fucking pandemic. Let me remind you. I'm just trying to wrap my head around how the fuck is it a pandemic, and if this is so deadly, people should be dropping like flies left and right? From a virus, right? But they're not. What are they doing? Rioting and looting downtown in cities like Chicago, with the police just standing by, local and state officials nowhere to be found, or just acting like this ain't happening. And in the name of the almighty Black Lives Matter, every time there's an incident or a homicide involving the police, some of which I'm kind of skeptical of in the first place, but every time something pop off with the police and the media takes it and runs with it and plants the seed in everybody's mind that we need to be outraged by this, then that gives you an excuse to show up and show out. Because I mean, what else can you do? There's no school. A lot of people are losing their jobs or being forced to close down their businesses. There's no recreational activities. We're in the middle of a pandemic, right? So basically, protests and riots became the new social gathering. It was the party. It was lit because it ain't else for people to do, right? So again, here we are in 2020 in the middle of a so-called pandemic. Had your kids, had your wife, had grandma. But it's cool and virtuous, and there's no consequence for joining forces with mysterious Mortal Kombat hidden character agitators that show up to tear up the city and the black community specifically. Because my old hood just boarded the fuck up, G. And if the members of the community didn't do that themselves, they allowed it. They tolerated it. Personally, things are working in my life. Things are going according to my plan. I'm happy about that. But I come home and I gotta go back around my old stomping grounds to see the whole fucking hood boarded up, G. Black Lives Matter painted over abandoned buildings and streets and shit like that's helping. That's not fucking helping. Stores closed, not opening back up. The ones that are open are a fucking eyesore because they never took down the wooden boards or the metal boards that was protecting them from riots. These were not peaceful protests. Luckily for me, I wasn't really here for a lot of that nonsense. But it still drove me crazy because I'm like, for one, we're in the middle of a fucking pandemic. Or are we? Either this pandemic is some bullshit, or y'all full of shit, don't give a Secondly, what was accomplished from fucking up your own neighborhood and tearing up downtown? Oh, we showed them, we tore up downtown. And you wonder why everybody leaving Chicago. You wonder why everybody's leaving Illinois. And the mayor that we got in office just let all that shit ride. A lot of the police had to stand down. I got family that's in law enforcement, some of which just got hired, and I'm like feeling their pain. Like, I hate that they gotta work in that shit. But here we have elected officials on the local and the state level screaming down our necks about a fucking pandemic, but they ain't saying shit about these protests and these riots. They ain't saying shit about motherfuckers tearing up the hood, right? They ain't saying shit about certain neighborhoods and certain parts of the city being tore up, but then when motherfuckers start partying in front of the mayor crib, then she want to get tough, right? On Stone, Lil Lori Mo, right? Y'all gotta get the fuck up out of here with that. Nah, that's some fucking clown shit. So, moving on to the next reason that the year 2020 was fucking dumb. Everything I've mentioned thus far was before the 2020 elections, right? And I'm not even going to touch on the outcome of the elections in this video, but I will make another video about that. But all I want to say about the elections is everything that happened leading up to the elections makes me want to believe that all of the suffering that we went through was intentionally inflicted upon us just to influence the outcome of the elections. In the beginning of the year, you got a so-called pandemic that's starting to affect the economy. We got to lock everything down. You start scaring the shit out of people with the news. Every day, there's a spooky virus that's everywhere and it's coming to get you. Not saying that it ain't real. I'm just saying that it's not a coincidence to me that it happened at the time that it happened. That's all I'm saying. But in order to combat this and curb the spread, we got to wear these masks. And right when it started getting warm out, we start seeing all these crazy looking videos with police brutality and people getting killed on camera, but not on camera if you go look at the footage. But anyway, because of this severe, we need people to stay at home. We need people to shut their businesses down. We need people to pretty much stay away from their loved ones, especially from their elders, furthering this disconnect from each generation. Nobody's talking to each other. Nobody trusts each other. Nobody can relate to each other. And you politicize everything so that we all are looking at each other kind of side-eyed, right? I would even go as far as to say that everything that happened this year was psychological abuse on a national scale that just fucked everybody up, made everybody feel like it's the end of the world, and it's all because of who's president or who isn't president that should be president. Everything was focused on politics. You couldn't watch sports, you couldn't go to school, you couldn't do shit. But look at this. Put on your face mask and shut the fuck up, unless you're protesting, of course. And you can only protest for like Black Lives Matter. You can't protest against the lockdowns. That's not acceptable. This whole year has been set up to be psychological abuse on a national, on a worldwide level. And it just so happened to be on an election year for one of the world's superpowers, the United States of America. And due to this so-called pandemic, there was this big push for mail-in ballots. They kept going back and forth over whether or not people should vote in person. At the end of the day, we could. And let's be clear, mail-in ballots or absentee ballots have always been around. But lo and behold, this is the year, because of the so-called pandemic, we got mail-in ballots up the ass. Truckloads of mail-in ballots. Lost mail-in ballots being found. We gotta stop overnight so that we can start again in the morning because we still got mail-in ballots coming in. We had places with more votes coming in by mail than there are voters. How does that happen? I don't know. All I know is the whole year was weird. The elections was weird. And to this day, people still are having mixed perspectives on the outcome. So we all f***ed up. We living in different realities right now. So this has been the year of fear. Everybody's scared, everybody's angry, everybody's hurting, some legitimately and some that's just their narrative. And I really don't know if we have moved past the point of no return. It seems so, but I don't want to be a doom and gloomer, but shoot, look around. So where do we go from here? How can we fix things? What are the solutions? Oh, wait, look, in the sky. It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's Dr. Fauci, bitch. And he got a new vaccine for you, brother. Hey, real quick, check it out, bro. Hey, check it out, sister. Come over here. Look, we got these vaccines, bud. Go ahead and get that vaccine, man. You know why? Because Dr. Fauci said to all of his African-American brothers and sisters, go look it up. He said, hey, this new vaccine, you dig, is going to be the cure to all of our problems. And it has been developed by a woman of color. Okay? And we care. We care about the hood. The hood been fucked up forever, but we care enough to give you these vaccines, G. We're here to help. And for the record, the vaccine is pretty spec to me. They came up with that fast as fuck. But nevertheless, I'm not necessarily anti-vaccine. I'm anti-mandatory vaccine for the American people. If you don't want to be vaccinated, then you shouldn't be vaccinated. Oh, wait, I got a better one. My body, my choice, right? Where the fuck are they at? Or does that only apply to women's rights? Because I don't think men have that right, but a woman's right to abort a baby. Does that still apply when it comes to vaccines and face masks and lockdowns and all of that? Now, for me, I'm pretty much government property, so might not be looking too good for me. I don't know, only time will tell, but today is Sunday, December 20th, 2020. All I'm gonna say is, in the future, if I do happen to get vaccinated and you see any kind of decline in me mentally, physically, spiritually, or otherwise, y'all already know what it is. But yeah, Dr. Fauci specifically is really trying to target the black community. He said, yeah, man, go ahead and get the vaccine, G. We got you, bro. Throwback Thursday, Tuskegee experiment. No, oh, wait. We ain't supposed to talk about that. We ain't talking about that. We talking about 2020. We got that vaccine for y'all there. Dr. Fauci said, nah, I ain't took it yet because we running low on supply, but we got it for you somehow, just not where I'm at. I'm gonna take it, yeah. I'm gonna take it eventually, but for right now, you need to take this. I don't know, man. I don't know. Damn, this video just got dark as real quick. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all, but look, man. 2020 was fucking dumb. Like I said, man, it wasn't all good, but it wasn't all bad. If you want to let me know how your 2020 went, please let me know in the comment section. I hope y'all survived, and I hope y'all had a good 2020 and an even better 2021, man. We're going to try this again. I'm starting to make my plans already, and, man, we'll see what happens. Keep living y'all best life. Happy New Year in advance. Thank y'all for listening. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll holler at y'all in the next video. Peace. Man, that's how I feel at the crib sometimes.
Another Marcus Brown mixtape.
Yeah, hey, the streets is talking. I know that you heard about Shorty from 73rd. Used to post up on the curb.